Have you ever set a goal, gotten excited, and then somehow you end up procrastinating, avoiding it, or convincing yourself it wasn't that important? Maybe you told yourself you'd start tomorrow, but tomorrow turned into next week, next month, and suddenly that goal feels like a weight you're carrying around. Sound familiar? Or maybe you're the type of person that takes on so many projects all at once that you completely overwhelm yourself. You can't keep up with it. Your team are like, why the hell did you take on this job? And then you're just stuck in this space of like, inputs, outputs, not sure of what's going on. And there's just so much dysregulation going on that you're like, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. I'm exploding. I'm not even sleeping properly. I'm not going to the gym. I'm not showing up for my relationships. If this is you, I see you, because this isn't about productivity. This is about the fact that, you're meant for more and, you have the potential to be further ahead. Yet here you are stuck in the same patterns, feeling like you're getting in your own way again. And it's frustrating, it's exhausting, and it makes you wonder, what's wrong with me? Why can't I just do what I say I'm going to do? Here's the thing, you're not lazy, you're not broken. This is self-sabotage. And here's the truth that nobody tells you. It's not about discipline. It's about your brain and your nervous system doing their job. They're trying to protect you. But the problem is that protection is keeping you small, keeping you stuck, keeping you overwhelmed. And if you're tired of feeling like you're battling yourself every single day, freaking got you. Today, I'm going to break down 3 powerful tools that will help you stop self-sabotage for good. And trust me, once you use them, everything changes. So let's dive in. And by the way, you're probably going to slap yourself in the face for these. These are more of the instantaneous ones that you can do in the moment. So before we dive into the tools, I want to talk about why this happens. And by the way, if you don't know who I am, I'm Luke Anning. I help entrepreneurs stop self-sabotaging and getting in their own way. I'm a former 7-figure growth partner at a 300K a month company, and I have a top 2% podcast called the Happy Positive Energy Game, and I've been coaching for the last 4 years. Anyhow, let's talk about why this happens. So self-sabotage isn't just about laziness or lack of willpower. It's actually your brain trying to protect you from failure, from rejection, from discomfort. Basically, your brain thinks, if I don't try, I can't fail. But in reality, it's keeping you stuck. And a surprising insight that you may not have known is that, did you know that self-sabotage is a common behavior where individuals actually intentionally hinder their own progress? Our brains are wired to avoid pain and to seek pleasure. There's part of your prefrontal cortex called the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, or the VMPFC. And this plays a crucial role in regulating our emotions and our decision making. So when faced with potential failure or potential rejection, the VMPFC can trigger avoidance behaviors to protect us from the emotional pain. That might look like, oh, I'll put this off until tomorrow, or I'll come back to this later, or I'll go and do this later, or I'll go and do this. Like, just anything to not deal with the thing in that moment. And that leads to self-sabotage, because this protective main mechanism backfires because it's about keeping you safe. It doesn't care about your success. So imagine this. Imagine you're about to give a big presentation to some investors to invest in your business. And your brain remembers the past experiences where public speaking led to embarrassment, like school or whatever that is, and to protect you, it might prompt you to procrastinate or even avoid the presentation altogether. You might think, oh, well, maybe I can call in sick, or like tell them that I'm ill today, or whatever that is to try and keep you safe. But this avoidance only reinforces the fears, and it actually wires your brain's neural networks to say, yeah, that's safe. You can keep doing that. And it keeps you from growing. So have a think about a time, guys, like when you really wanted something but ended up getting in your own way. Maybe drop that in the comments. Like think, oh yeah, I did that thing like where I avoided that thing and then I wasn't as successful as I thought. So tool number 1, pattern interrupt. Pattern interrupt. So I want you to have a think about a time when you felt overwhelmed or stuck in a negative thought loop. And this is usually a week-to-week thing for me as I expand. But one of the things that I do to pattern interrupt myself, especially when moving with new pieces. So as of recent, we brought on a new team member, and I was super excited. If you don't know the principles of hire slow, fire fast, we went through a long hiring process. We had a lot of candidates apply, still applying for that role. Why do I sound like Trump? Um, we had a lot of candidates. They applied for the role. They were great fits, great candidates. But anyhow, sorry, I'm getting distracted. But anyhow, we hired this guy, and I was like, this is going to be awesome. Um, he's going to be a great fit. And on the day of sign up, he said he couldn't do the job because his other role had actually expanded. And it was such a gut wrenching moment because I was like, oh, this guy was so good. Um, and I got flooded with a load of negative thoughts. And I started spiraling. I started panicking. I started going through all the other candidates and like thinking, oh, I need to get somebody else. I need to get somebody else. I need to get somebody else. And I needed the pattern interrupt in that moment. So what I ended up doing was going for a walk. Did you know in the study of the Journal of Behavioral Medicine found that a 10-minute walk can be as effective as a 45-minute workout in reducing anxiety and depression? And this highlights how even just a brief physical activity that's not what you're doing right now can serve as a powerful tool against self-sabotaging thoughts and behaviors. And what this allowed me to do from a science perspective was it disrupted my negative thought cycles. It allowed me to release endorphins, which are a natural mood lifter. It reduced my cortisol levels, my stress hormones. And additionally, walking increases blood flow to the brain, so it enhances cognitive functions and promotes a sense of well-being. So what that allowed me to do was calm down in the moment and not go out and hire somebody who was the complete wrong fit, and actually just think through and say, okay, this has happened. It is what it is. We're going to move forwards. But people don't do that. So that's the first thing that you can do. Instantaneously today, you can go for a pattern interrupt. When your thoughts are spiraling, pattern interrupt. Go for a walk. Tool number 2 is addressing the root cause with cognitive restructuring. So I used to have this belief of I have to work super, super hard to be successful and grinding. My first year in business, I grinded the 100-hour work weeks, the sleepless nights, the late nights, early mornings. And because of that, I did and didn't create systems and chose strategies that required me to grind. Like, have a think about this. If you think that you need to work hard to be successful, you're not going to build the systems and strategies that are going to allow you to work less. You're going to do the things that are in alignment with that. And especially with the grind set people that a lot of people listen to on social media, the Hormozis, the Andy Elliott's, the just anybody who's like, you need to grind, you need to work hundreds of hours. And like, I think granted, yes, your first year in business, you need to do that. But once you have a little bit of momentum behind you, you don't actually need to work as hard as you think you do. The reason you do, though, is because of the belief that you have. And research indicates that individuals who engage in cognitive restructuring exercises experience a significant reduction in self-sabotaging behavior, with a study showing that 40% even decrease in such actions after consistent practice. So I want you guys to think about your experience right now. Think about the thoughts, the beliefs that you have that limit your potential. Think about, are you thinking, oh, I can't spend time with my family right now because of this? Or I can't spend time, I don't have time for exercise because I've got this thing going on in business. I can guarantee you, you're just bullshitting yourself. Cognitive restructuring is a therapeutic process that helps individuals identify and challenge negative thought patterns and replace them with more constructive and realistic ones. So this is a cornerstone of cognitive behavioral therapy, and it has been shown to effectively reduce self-sabotaging behaviors over and 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 over again. So this is one of the most important things that you can learn for yourself in order to end self-sabotage today. And how the mechanism works is your thoughts equal your feelings, and how your brain and your body's hormones work together. It's very easy to put this together. If you're with a partner or with somebody that you love, or I don't know what you get up to, but you start getting frisky, right? Your body's going to go and do things. If you're a guy, your body does stuff. If you're a woman, your body does stuff, right? And you got your brain and your body are going back and forth between each other as it's going on. Now, this happens the same when you get triggered within your self-sabotage. You might get triggered, something goes wrong, like with my example, you know, the team member didn't end up being able to follow through, and you get triggered in that moment. And what happens is your thoughts go to feelings, Your feelings go to your actions, and your actions go to results, and then they have a perpetuating loop. And some of these loops can completely destroy your business. But at the same time, you can actually change your thoughts. So you have to change your thoughts. That will change your feelings. That will change your actions. That will change your results. Which leads me into tool number 3, which is future you visualization. So this has got to be one of the most effective ways to changing your thoughts. And I like to call it inner world. This is one of the 3 principles that we have within neuroproductivity that helps you end self-sabotage. We have the inner work, which is the thought work, the identity work, the subconscious work. We have the outer work, which is the time, energy, and behavioral habits, and learning how to systemize yourself, and then eventually systemizing other people and people you're delegating work to. And then from there, we have the leadership accountability to lead yourself, but also to lead your team as well. And one of the things that I did with Joanna, who's one of our newest students, first week delegated 85% of her work, phenomenal work. And one of the things that we do is we outlined a future you manifesto. What that is a version of you 3 years from now, how you think, how you feel, how you act, what your behavior's like. And then we started, once we have that clarity of that vision, and I mean full clarity vision, everything, is we start decoding all the things that are going to be there. Because have a think about this real quick, is imagine you want to get here in this top corner of the screen, and you're currently in this bottom left side of the screen. You can outline this version as much as you like, and you can manifest it. But if you don't step by step make your way there, then it doesn't matter if you have a massive jump there, because you'll crash and burn. Like a lot of people win the lottery, but 4 years later, they're broke. And that's because they're not used to being this version of yourself. So what we do is a future you visualization, so that even though you're here, you can visualize yourself being here. And then your behaviors, your thoughts, your beliefs, your habits, your patterns start aligning with that version of yourself. And visualization activates neural pathways in the brain, similar to those engaged during actual performance of the envisioned activities. So your brain doesn't actually know the difference. And this will help you enhance motivation, help you have more confidence, and it will make it more likely for you to take the necessary steps towards your goals. And studies have actually shown that individuals who visualize their success are up to 1.8 times more likely to achieve their goals compared to those who don't engage in visualization. So if you want to learn how to do the visualization, I actually have a visualization training that I would recommend that you dive into straight after this video. I'm going to link it somewhere on the screen here. I would recommend that you dive into it for at least 21 days, but we've had people make 5K, 10K within 48 hours on that visualization. So it's a really, really powerful exercise. You are not going to find it anywhere else online, at least for free. Anyway. So it's a free visualization that I give away. All you've got to do is click the link in this training to go and find it. And these tools are so powerful, so simple, but so powerful. If you actually use them, you'll start seeing results really fast. So let me know in the comments, which tool are you going to try first? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And with that said, if this helped you in any kind of way, make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss the next video on mastering your mindset so you can end self-sabotage. You got this, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.